Hello, fourth grade. Mrs. Collier here for the last lesson for Unit 7 in writing, creative writing with structure. So up to this point, you should have all 5 paragraphs finished. Your introduction, your 3 subtopics, and your conclusion paragraph. If you haven't already, please make sure you take a picture and send in your introduction and your conclusion to your teacher so we can give you some feedback on that. And today we're going to look at how to do our dress ups. We haven't done this in quite some time, so it's a good time to review. So let's take a look at all the dress ups we've learned this year. First, we looked at strong verbs. And what is a strong verb? It's a verb that brings punch to your writing, gives it a little boost, makes it a little bit more exciting. So I give an example here. I darted into the store when it started to rain. I could have easily said I went into the store when it started to rain, or I ran into the store when it started to rain, but I chose to use a word that was a little bit more exciting and makes my writing pop. Next, we learned about quality adjectives. And a quality adjective is an adjective that gives a powerful description to your noun. Remember, adjectives describe nouns. So the example I gave is the stunning horse galloped gently across the field. So I looked for my noun. In this case, I looked at horse and I tried to figure out a word that would give you a good description of what kind of horse it was. It was stunning, beautiful. So looking at words that make your nouns more visual will help with your writing. And lastly, we looked at ly adverbs. And an ly adverb is a word that gives your verb more description. It's not just any word that adds an ly, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I looked for the verb in the sentence and I wrote, the bird quickly flew through the air back to the nest. So the verb is flew, and I'm describing how it flew. It flew quickly. So I'm giving a little bit more. Instead of saying the bird flew through the air back to its nest, I gave a little bit more description and added the word quickly. So let's break down each of these dress ups. Let's start with strong verbs. How can you make your verb strong? Well, the first thing you want to do is look for the verbs in your sentence and decide, is this verb exciting enough for my reader? If it's not, look for a synonym or a word that means the same that's a bit stronger than the one you originally chose. Now remember, back in the beginning, I did say that it's much easier to start looking and adding these strong verbs as you're writing than it is to go back and add them later. So as you start writing all your future pieces, you want to make sure you are writing these strong verbs in as you go along instead of having to go back and add them later. But if you didn't, this is now the time to do that. So you want to cross out your verb and you want to replace it with a new verb. Remember, don't erase anything. We want to replace, not erase. And then once you've added that strong verb or you've identified your strong verb, you want to underline it in green. Green pencil, green crayon. So here is an old sentence that I wrote. The dog walked around the backyard. So I identified my verb as walked. Not that exciting. So let's see if I can make it better. The new dog pranced around the backyard. So that gives a little bit more description than I had before. It kind of means the same thing, but it's giving me a little bit more visual of what the dog is doing in the backyard. So again, look for the verb, see if it's a strong verb, and if it's not, make it better. Let's go on to quality adjectives. How can you make your nouns pop? Well, you add a quality adjective. Remember, adjectives describe nouns. So we're looking to add words that will make our adjectives more appealing, more exciting. So first you want to look for the noun or nouns in your sentence. Sometimes you can have more than one noun in a sentence. And think about your senses. Your senses are hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling, feeling. Find a word that would describe the noun in a powerful way and use your senses. Think about the noun that you've chosen and think about hearing it, seeing it, tasting it, smelling it, feeling it. They're not all going to apply, but it's going to help you at least think of a word that will make your noun more exciting. So if you already have an adjective in your writing that is exciting, or you need to add one, then do so and then mark it with pink or red. Underline it in pink or red crayon or colored pencil. So let's take a look at an example. I'm going to use my same sentence. The dog pranced around the backyard. Notice I kept my strong verb in there, but I want to find an adjective to make it more exciting. So I'm looking at my verbs. I have two of them in this sentence. I have dog and I have backyard. So I don't have to do this for every noun because doing it for every noun makes your sentences very wordy. So I'm going to pick one of them. I picked dog. So instead of just saying the dog, I said the adorable dog pranced around the backyard. Of course, I was thinking of my two puppies, and I'm sure one of your pets are probably adorable as well. But I used the word adorable. I didn't use cute because cute is really not a quality adjective. I thought of cute at first, but then I thought, well, what can I use instead of cute that would actually mean the same thing but be more exciting to read? So I chose the word adorable. Let's take a look at ly adverbs. How can you make your verbs really stand out? That's the action of the sentence. Well, add an adverb. Remember, the adverb describes the verb. Just like an adjective describes a noun, an adverb describes a verb. So first, just like we did with adjectives, except for adverbs, we're looking for the verbs in the sentence. So you find your verbs, and then again, use your senses, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, and smell, to describe the verb or the action of the sentence in a more powerful way. Now, once you've identified it, if you already put one in there, or if you need to add one, make sure you underline it in yellow marker, not marker, but crayon or color pencil. So let's take a look at an example. So again, I stuck with my same sentence. The adorable dog pranced around the backyard. So I look for my verb. In this case, my verb is pranced. So I want to ask myself the question, how did they prance around the backyard? The adorable dog gracefully pranced around the backyard. There's my ly adverb, gracefully. It's answering the question, how did they prance around the backyard? So you could always use the question like we did when we learned adverbs a few weeks back. You can ask yourself the question, how, when, or how many not how many, but how and when did that verb take place? Okay, but remember it's an ly adverb that we're looking to add into our writing. So let's take a look at my writing. So what I did was I did not choose my introduction or my conclusion that you might have seen in the last two lessons, but I created a paragraph that would have fit in as one of my subtopics. And I kind of wrote it, off the top of my head. So we're going to go back and edit it together. So here's my paragraph. Dogs like to play outside in the yard. There are a lot of toys for them to choose from. We love to throw the ball on the rope. It is fun to watch them chase each other around the yard and try to take the toy. I already see a mistake. Both dogs even like to pick up the sticks that are on the ground. Watching them play is fun for us, but keeping them healthy must be our top priority. So now I'm going through and I've chosen areas in which I feel like I can improve on my writing. Instead of saying dogs like to play outside in the yard, like to play is my verb phrase right here. I feel like the word like isn't that strong, so I'm changing it to enjoy. But I had to change this part of the verb as well. So I chose to change it to dogs enjoy playing outside in the yard. So there's where my strong verb, my improvement was. So next sentence, I decided to create a better quality adjective. There are a lot of toys for them to choose from. A lot of, that's kind of like a descriptive phrase. Lot, toys. So I chose to change it to something a little bit more interesting. There are many different toys for them to choose from. Even that isn't as exciting as you could make it, but it's a lot better than what I already have. So then I go down and I notice that I don't even have any adverbs at all in my writing. So I had to go and add one. So I looked for a verb that would actually be good to add an adverb with. So I chose the word chase. It is fun to watch them chase each other around the yard. So I looked at the word chase and I said to myself, well, how do they chase each other around the yard? And I said, well, goodness, they're awful playful when they're out there. So I chose the word playfully. It is fun to watch them playfully chase each other around the yard. So there I have it. I changed my strong verb, I changed my quality adjective, and I added an adverb to make my writing a little bit more exciting. So now what we want you to do is we want you to first, here's a little checklist. You're going to read through your entire writing piece. In each of your paragraphs, that means paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you are going to identify by underlining in the colors we mentioned a strong verb, a quality adjective, and an ly adverb. If you don't have one of each in each of your paragraphs, you must find a good place to include one and go back and underline it. That's what we're looking for, at least one of each in each paragraph. So remember, because this is something some of us struggled with in the past, if they are not strong verbs or quality adjectives, if you're just underlining any old verb or any old adjective, and we don't feel like you could have made that better, you're not going to actually get credit for underlining them, because we want you to think about how you could make your writing better. If you underlined it because you wrote it from the beginning, then that's great. That's what we want you to do. We want you to be thinking about these dress ups as you're writing, not after, but as you're writing. So once you're finished, we want you to choose one of your favorite subtopic paragraphs, not the introduction, not the conclusion, but one of your subtopic paragraphs. Have your parents take a picture of it and email it to one of us. If you're Mrs. Collier's class, email it to me. If you're Mrs. Rodard's class, you're going to email it to Mrs. Rodard with the word dress up in the subject line so that we can see that you've identified that in one of your paragraphs. So next, something fun we are going to try, and we hope this will work, is we are going to use a way for you to share your entire writing piece. You're going to read your entire writing piece from beginning to end and videotape yourself so that we can all see it. We're going to use an app called Flipgrid. And parents, this is where you need to get involved as well. You're going to, below are the instructions on how to do it. So I'm going to walk you through it and hopefully you'll be able to complete this.